I coined a new term this morning in meditation. It's called the Great Unfolding. What is it? How does it work? And how can you bring it into your life so that you attract only the best things meant for you? That's what we're going to go over today in today's video. Welcome to True Alchemy Academy, your space for all things ancient wisdom in the modern world. I don't know if you can tell by my face, but I'm really excited to talk to you about this because I was meditating this morning in this chair, which I come to every day. It's a part of my altar, which you can learn the significance of an altar and why you need one in my free downloadable guide. So just go to the description. It's a very short masterclass with a downloadable guide so you can learn audio, visual, and written if you prefer, because that's how I teach inside my ancient academy. And I want every single learner to be able to understand the complex thoughts in such a simplistic way. Because realistically, we are the only people who complicate things. Everything is actually simple. Okay, so the great unfolding and what it is. The great unfolding, I saw it this morning in meditation. It's a very, very easy thing to understand. The great unfolding just means that you are not pushing to go after what you want. You are not forcing it. You are in your own power and you are allowing things around you to unfold for you. That's all it is. In the most simple terms, you are present and allowing life to unfold for you. The great unfolding. And as time passes, more and more things unfold. The flower begins to bloom and things come to you when you need it. And you know why I thought of this today? Because I kept getting messages from someone I don't really like, who I can tell in the messages really wants me to like them. And because they want me so badly to like them, I don't like them. But if they would have just stood in their power, not cared if I like them or not, I probably wouldn't mind the messages. I'd probably be like, oh yeah, no, she's okay. Isn't that so interesting? So interesting. So the harder you want something, the more it resists you because it's gross, it's icky. Have you ever gotten a text that could have been 5 words, but instead is like 10 paragraphs? It's disgusting. It's disgusting. You don't want that. And have you ever been the person to send 15 paragraphs and not get a reply? It's because you are leaking so much of your energy and giving so much of your power away that no one wants to reply to you because it's icky. So, how do you become the person that doesn't care? That just doesn't care. You detach and you be present and you allow the great unfolding. And you take it for what it is. Now, I used to be someone very insecure with life in general. And this insecurity, blah blah blah. I could go on and on and on about my childhood and how fucking blah 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 and how weird it was and how terrible things were and my parents and my family and blah blah blah. Who cares? Act like literally who cares? I have done a lot of inner work to be very far away from that physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. My God, my voice. Perhaps I'm not fully speaking my truth. Let me take a minute and reflect. Okay, yes, I could go on about my childhood, but I don't want to. I don't want to anymore because the past is in the past and I have healed so much mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, ancestrally. I've done so much ancestor work for my lineage, future and past. Like I've done so much internal work that my external world is so far from the beginning of my life that I don't even want to go back and be like, hey, this is, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. This is why I'm this way. I'm not that way. And I'm not that way because I chose to be a different way. And that choice is what separates me from the past and the present. So I allowed life to unfold at some point. But before that, I was very insecure and I would send these paragraph texts and blah, 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 blah. And I did want people to like me. And, it repels things. It repels them because now that I'm here, I see how gross that energy is to And it's exhausting for someone to do things just so that you like them. It's exhausting. You're like, no one, it's like that kid in class that's always trying to make you laugh or like always doing something that's really annoying because he wants to be liked so bad. And so everyone dislikes him. It's literally you sometimes, if that's you. Now, if you've moved past that, perfect, but you need to move past that. And there are things that you can do for the great unfolding to happen. One is meditation. Obviously, meditation, which I talk about in the free masterclass. So you can also like download that. Staying in the present moment, allowing things to be what they are. And when I say allowing things to be what they are, I mean when people disrespect you, allow them to be the way they are. You don't have to allow the disrespect in your life, but you have to allow that person to be themselves. You have to allow that person to be themselves. And if they themselves are disrespectful towards you, that's who they are, and you need to say, "Okay, get out of my life." Why would you ever allow someone with terrible behavior to be in your life? Because they're not going to change that behavior. If they wanted to, they would. And like quite literally, if they wanted to, they would. And don't worry, because there's someone out there who will. You just have to really be in that place to accept it. So that's a part of the great unfolding as well, is saying no. So basically what the great unfolding is think of life like a kaleidoscope. There are 8 point whatever billion realities happening at once. Each of those realities is constantly shifting according to thoughts and vibration and decisions. So this kaleidoscope changes. Just not even a fraction, but like less than a fraction. But it changes. Something and the molecules change, and it changes 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 and it changes. And it's constantly changing the reality that we see outside of us. Now, what's really interesting about the great unfolding is yes, on a global scale, on a collective unconsciousness scale, it unfolds as we see it globally. So we're unfolding all the time because life is not just one layer, it's many layers. It's like an onion. So, yes, we have the collective unconsciousness, which roots us all together, which makes us one connected species. It's not even species because we're all, every living thing, every single thing on this earth is connected. So, not even one species, but like a creation of the creator. So, the collective unconsciousness of, oh my God, hold on, there's way more layers to this than I thought there were. Oh, I'm blowing my own mind. I have to write it down. Okay, so the great unfolding. What is it? Basically, the great is the kaleidoscope. Now we're all different layers. So let's say that in right here, this layer is number one, is the creation layer. So this means within this layer of the onion, we are all connected. All things on this in this whole universe. It's not even the planet, it's everything is always connected. Now, when we peel back a layer, we become this galaxy. Let's say Milky Way. Then we go through another layer, and let's say Earth. So now Earth is the layer that we are all connected in, that we are all shifting that kaleidoscope within. Okay. Now, another layer is, so now we have Earth, right? So Earth is the layer where everything on this planet is changing that kaleidoscope. I'm talking everything: the rocks, the water, the air, the fires, the trees, the birds, the bees, the plants, the lizards, the every single thing, the ocean, the sea, the lake, the river, the swamp, everything is changing that kaleidoscope based on perhaps not decisions, but based on just the reality of those things. Like, and they're always changing. These things are always changing. So then we can go humans. Now, what is really important to note here, and if you've read anything by Carl Jung, if you've read anything by Clarissa Pinkola Estes, is humans on this fourth layer have this really interesting thing, which I think I will color it here, called the collective unconscious. So within this fourth layer, there is a connective unconscious. So now we have the kaleidoscope that is specific to human minds, specific to these human minds. Now, oh, that's interesting. Now I'm starting to think that perhaps there are outside energies that alter the collective unconsciousness, because I really do believe that there are like very dark demonic spirits around that somehow found us and are like siphoning our energy. That's what I believe. And that's why I wrote the book Warrior of Earth, because realistically, like that's what I think is going on. So if you want to get into my thoughts, it's a fiction book, but deep down, I think it's a not so fiction. Anyway, so the collective unconsciousness of humans is always is that kaleidoscope once again always being shifted on a global scale. This is a really big thought. So basically, everything that we think, I think, shifts the external world. Now, it might take some time, but as you see, as time passes, riots happen. People fight for more rights. These things, they're a collective unconsciousness that shifts the external world. Now, another layer of our great unfolding, because it's a great unfolding, right? So the collective unconsciousness shifts things for the humans, and then you see things unfold. It's called the great unfolding for a reason. Now, this layer is individual. So this is the layer that happens in your life. But at the end of the day, it all stems from creation, which is kind of really, really cool to think about. So if you work your way back to creation, you can understand that this is just everything, that you are everything, that everything is everything, which is a trip and a half. But once you get back to creation, which is what I teach a lot inside the Ancient Academy, and all of the tools in there are to get you back to this understanding. And through this, life becomes a lot easier because you understand that things are just unfolding for you as an individual. Now, what's really cool with this layer, and I will do it on the outside here, is within this layer, this external layer, you understand that these are your thoughts and this is life happening. So this is external. And the black are your thoughts. So what actually happens is your thoughts vibrate out and they push the external world to look a certain way. Great unfolding. So it's actually like multiple laws happening at once. So the law of attraction. So what you think happens in the external world, because for example, and you see this with people, and if you only hang out with the same types of people, I'm going to encourage you to get friends from different cultures, from different languages, from different perspectives, so you can see how this works. Because I love different people. I love talking to different people because it's so interesting to see the world through their eyes. And it also teaches you that every reality exists, like this kaleidoscope. Every reality exists. Every reality is a truth to someone. Every reality. It doesn't matter how ostentatious, it doesn't matter how luxurious, it doesn't matter how scary, it doesn't matter how poor, it doesn't matter. Every reality, is a truth to someone. Every reality, because every person is wired differently. Therefore, everything exists, which is crazy. If you think about it, everything exists. You watching this in your bedroom is not the same as someone watching this on a beachfront. You watching this in a hotel room after a work meeting is different than someone watching this after they smoke a bunch of weed living in their mom's basement having munchies. Like every reality is different and every reality exists. And what's really cool is clearly we're all the same because we're all watching the same video, but we're not all seeing it the same way because we all have our individual kaleidoscope perspective. So it's a trip and a half. We're not so different from each other. We're actually like really, really similar, yet we are so unique. Does that make sense? So we're not different, we're unique. We're connected, but we're unique. It's really cool. So basically, what happens is your thoughts push the reality out. So that's the kaleidoscope. So that's the law of attraction. Now, if you want these thoughts to push out something in your external reality, let's say you're looking for, everybody always says once you stop looking for it, it comes to you. It's the law of detachment. So let's say you really want a soulmate. You're pushing those thoughts out. You're pushing those thoughts out, which the reality is going to kind of, it's like putting two battery ends together that are the opposite, like negative and negative together. They don't go together. They have that like jelly bean in the middle where they just don't go. That's you and your constant pushing and desiring for something. It's not going to come to you. Once you release it and you have the law of detachment, it comes back into your external reality. It's the great unfolding. Things happen. Once you determine what you want, you say, okay, I want this, but it's okay. It'll come in its own way. The great unfolding happens. So you have to allow it's like also at the end of the day, you are like life reveals itself to you. Do you know what I mean? You don't go out and make life happen. You allow life to unfold for you, which kind of like you do have to make your life happen through your thoughts and, healing and meditating in your actions, but you don't push so hard that life starts to repel you. You allow it to unfold to you. So it's like a 50-50 thing. Like meditate, get really clear on what you want, and then release it. Allow the unfolding to happen. So it's like 50-50. You get clear on your vision, you ask for what you want, and then you allow it to happen. It's the great unfolding. It's so interesting. And what really helps you get to this point of understanding the unfolding is noticing the synchronicities that happen in every present moment. So the more synchronicities you have and that you pay attention to, and you stop being like, oh, it's just a coincidence. It's a coincidence for a reason. It's the great unfolding. Pay attention to those coincidences. They help you understand that, oh, okay, like this is real, this is happening, this is good. The more you do that, the more you allow that to happen, the better, which is so cool. Like the great unfolding is just amazing. So, the great unfolding, this is what it is. It's basically a kaleidoscope and an onion and everything happening at once. And you don't have to comprehend how it's doing that. It's not necessary for you to completely understand, okay, this is happening because of this and that and this. Let it unfold. Like when you're on the path and you see the synchronicity, just go, oh, okay, perfect. I'm on the path. You don't have to get too obsessive. You don't have to get crazy about it. Just say, oh, okay, it's unfolding the way it should be. It's so simple. It's so easy. Ah, okay, it's unfolding the way it should be. Ah, okay, great. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Actually, I don't like that. I would like to change my mind. Mind change. Different things are happening now. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to have. The great unfolding. I wish you the absolute best on your journey. If you want to further your ancient wisdom, your spiritual self, I will link the Ancient Academy here. It's a super cool academy. It covers a ton of topics. It has a library with different teachers, different writings, different perspectives, of course, because I believe in the kaleidoscope. There's also a tool section so you can actually learn how to apply the sacred knowledge that you learn. We've got a guided meditation section, a yoga section. You can learn all about the chakras, sound healing, mindset section, like everything you need to learn in one place for your spiritual journey. So I will link that there. If you want to download the free guide, you're more than welcome to. It's got 5 tools that I use every single day and an in-depth explanation of how you can also apply them to your life. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that this makes sense to you. If it doesn't, leave me a comment and I'll do my best to describe it in a more simple way, or maybe in a way that relates to you and your perspective. See you. Oh my God, you guys, I almost forgot to tell you to subscribe to the channel. Do I still have to do that? Because I would love for you if you did that. Thanks.